So many windows, so little time.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and the Blind and the Special. I am the incredibly sick blind.
I'm just special that is probably going to die.
And we are back here with we're going to do about an hour tonight because we're both,
We're still recovering.
yeah.
This has actually been pretty nasty. It's kind of bad.
Yeah.
Shocking. It feels like pneumonia, which is the worst part for me.
I actually asked him if he had pneumonia, if he thought he had pneumonia the other day.
Well, when your lungs hurt and you start coughing and blood comes out, might be a sign. So excuse me, everybody, if I don't sound my chippy self. But we promised you guys a show. Last week I wasn't here, but we got to go through with it.
So hello to chat, Mr. Monopoly. Is there a cure for the illness? Time.
And actually, it appears that it's plaguing everybody.
It is.
I'm not the only one that's got it. A lot of other YouTubers, like, this is weird how much, and everyone kind of sounds the same.
Yeah.
It's a little impressive. Pause.
Hello, Joshua Janice. Hello, Jesse Green. Hi, Brian Mullins. Hi, Rolling Bear. Mr. Misanthropic. Hello, Skep Talk. Hi, Costin.
Mr. Monopoly. Get vaccinations. Sit down.
Funny you say that.
Where is that story? Do you have it? Do I have it? I think I had it.
You have the Twitter thread.
Right. It was a Twitter thread.
And I still hear myself.
You do?
Oh, I don't anymore. Oh, now I do.
Do you hear yourself now?
No.
No?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Positive?
Yes.
Okay.
Diva Boy says, transfer your mind to a robot body. That way you'll never get sick.
No, because that happened in Star Trek, and that was bad.
Yeah. That episode is called The Schizoid Man. It didn't work out too well.
Nope. And apparently, I right before the stream started, I got the wonderful alarm on my system because I opened, I think it was a Mashable article, and it decided to hit me with one of those wonderful, your computer is infected with billions of viruses, even though it's not. So, yeah, that's what that wonderful sound was. Hopefully it didn't wake the kids. That was loud. Takes all your audio, cranks it up. Doesn't allow you to do anything. Yeah.
Rolling Bear, it's all good, dude. We're just gonna do the hour. I've taken a lot of NyQuil, and it will kick in very soon, and we'll be good. It'll be fine.
What's Rolling Bear say? We should maybe take.
Said, screw the show. Get some sleep.
It's all good.
We've already started.
It's too late to stop now. Do I have to DM that line to myself? I think I do. God damn it. I had a measles thread.
Yes, I still have a cold, Skep.
See, I had a measles thread, and it was an evil thread. Quite fucked up. But the question is, where did it go? Oh, right. I know where it is. It should
Let me know when you're ready for me to screen share you.
Oh, don't do that yet.
No, I said let me know when.
Ah, well, keep talking for now.
So I am, as you can tell, exceedingly stuffed up. This actually just happened today. I was not this bad yesterday. So
there we go. Found it.
Oh, Pincal found it. Yay!
Okay. So we're gonna go off my Twitter first. Let's just make sure I can get my shit set up properly. That it? Yes. Okay, you can go ahead and present.
Okay.
So
Let's tap on you.
I just feel like Seth MacFarlane put out a tweet last night. Yeah, so last night.
Present.
And it goes, "These measles outbreaks are damn scary. Make no mistakes, folks. If you choose not to vaccinate, you're endangering yourself and those around you. Get smart, get educated, and get vaccinated." So it's interesting because that's Hollywood, blue check mark. It's Seth, but it wasn't his tweet that we put out. That's actually a good one. I like that one. In fact, there, I should hit that button. But the funnier part is uh these fucking people like this idiot, this person right here. The only person endangered is the one not vaccinated. I'm so tired of hearing this nonsense that a non-vaccinated person endangers others.
Oh, fuck off. Hi.
But here's a retort. My mother's friend was pregnant when she got measles. Her twin boys were born deaf and mute.
Yeah.
Educate yourself to what's in vaccines and the harm they cause you, especially young children. There are enough correlating, like, and CORO, studies.
Correlating. I mean, I know I fuck up my spelling sometimes because it might be a word that I haven't read in Braille for a while or seen in Braille, like phasers. But I know that correlating is not correlate. It's correlate. Like,
There are enough correlating studies and suites, SUITES,
wait,
from the old-time
sweets?
pioneers of what the hell they put in vaccines and their intentional desire from the use of vaccines as the weapon.
Wait, sweets?
Suites, I
Correlating sweets?
correlating studies and suites from the old-time pioneers.
Yeah, because pioneers were, they had tons of time on their hands to conduct medical studies while they were settling the West. And what the fuck are you talking about?
Let's see the responses.
Pioneers. What the fuck?
Wait, this guy is okay, this guy actually has a profile. Okay. He's got 207 followers, director of Lifestyles Visuals, Los Angeles.
Ugh.
So he's a graphics designer. Should be smarter. Let's see. First one on the list. Please don't breed. Let me guess, your next article will be that, quote, big pharma is just looking out for themselves to make money, right? Either that or government, Masonic, Illuminati population control, because obviously the world's population has been in a total downward spiral since vaccines were introduced.
What?
Correlation does not equal causation. Shh, logic will confuse the shoe. Oh, this is just fucking dumb. Let's see the studies. We'll wait right here, is what this dude said to that Che. But we're in that tweet. The retweet from the visual graphics guy. Okay. These are all the replies to him. So someone said, let's see the studies, ... We'll wait right here. Pay me and I'll do your research for you. If you could ask me to cite what could be literally drives of information, studios, academic professional case citing,
Wait, studio?
case sitting. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Citation is spelt with a C, not with an S, you fucking idiot. First of all. And what the hell is studios? It's droves of information, studies, academic professional case.
So he says drives of information?
Drives of information, comma, studios, comma, academic professional case sitting, SITING.
Okay, did this
and research, I'd be here all day. My PayPal is at Chia. Let's start with a deposit. and I'll school you up. Deal?
Okay. Did they just use predictive text to fill in that tweet?
No, predictive text would even put citation.
Oh, wow.
That's great. I like that one. That one's the best. How's chat looking? Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm supposed to be watching chat too. Oh.
Big Pharma doesn't like money. They don't want to. Wait.
What are you trying to read? Skeps? What Skep said?
Yeah.
Where is it? Damn it, Skep! I can't help it. This is
Predictive text would make more sense, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, it would.
Oh, but I've never heard citing. First of all,
were they trying to spell citation and
no, they were trying to spell citing as in
I know.
citing.
I
but
know,
instead
but
they spelled it siting.
it's like they were thinking of whales and
Oh,
also citing.
this is killing me. Big Pharma does like money, but they don't want to wipe out the herd that produces the money.
True. But that makes too much sense, Scap. That's too logical for these fucking morons to comprehend.
There are exactly 0 correlating studies. You're patently and dangerously wrong. Also, you can't spell. There are, and you can't spell.
Correlating again?
Oh, here we go. I agree. 10 common ingredients you didn't know about that are in vaccines.
Oh, God.
I like this one. Did you know there's more formaldehyde in an apple than a vaccine? Best stop eating apples. Actually, it's pears. It's cyanide in apples and formaldehyde in pears.
I thought it was cyanide in both.
No, cyanide's primarily based in the apples. Because if you get like a shit ton of seeds, you can kill someone, but that's a weird thing.
Mr. Misanthropic says, I'm sure the anti-vaxxers will have essential oils that will cure anything for just 5 easy payments of $99.99. Yep, probably.
Yeah, no, so many of these non-vaccine people talk smack, but then they trust the tobacco industry. It's true. It's true. It's true.
Your body produces formaldehyde. Oh.
A 200-gram pear contains up to 12,000 micrograms of formaldehyde naturally. Vaccines contain up to 100 micrograms, or 0.83% of the formaldehyde in a pear. That was the numbers I was trying to remember. Thank you, random person. Oh, the live virus preventing this horrible... What? The live virus...
What live virus?
Stand by. The live virus preventing this horrible virus. In the old days, they didn't have a vaccine, and it wasn't proven, my brothers. And I had measles, mumps, and chicken pox. What a party that was. Fair to infect a baby too young for MMR old time. You make no sense, but I think I get what you're trying to say. I think she's trying to put a good thing on this. I don't fucking know.
This is really confusing.
This is the problem. This is anti-vaccine retards. Actor, singer, mom, Grammy. See, I'm not even started. Karen Vandervelde.
A Karen.
Never heard of you.
It's a Karen.
Okay, so that's one of those really, really special people. There have only been 1,000 replies to a Seth MacFarlane tweet. That's actually quite sad. Like, what's that ratio? 62,000 likes, 11,000 retweets. Ooh. Wow, that's not good. Let's see here. What else? Let's go to a random.
Mr. Misanthropic says, I've met flat earthers, but I've never met an anti-vaxxer that I wasn't related to. Oh. We have.
Oh, it's very strange. And then you watch this person because they come from like a complete fucking appeal to authority. Weird. Oh. Appeal to authority and appeal to ignorance are the two biggest fucking weapons in this person's arsenal. And the strangest thing is this person will, quote, educate the dumb and get them to the point where they won't vaccinate their kids. And this is what these fucking retards do. And you try to argue with this person, and they just get louder and louder. And that's all they do.
Yeah.
And accuse you of being disingenuous.
Or brainwashed.
Oh, it's just weird. I had titters done. Don't want to know. Positive people.
These fallacies keep coming from these idiots on Twitter. Yep.
Okay, we're getting out of this thread now. I can't take the loss of brain
So
cells
what
any
story
longer.
have you got for us?
Alrighty, well, let me reshare my screen since I just unshared myself again.
Do I need to represent you?
Probably.
Oh, fuck.
Yep, you will. Just give me a second. I keep on screwing everything up because I am so special, because that's the name of the show. And if I don't know how, then I am very special. We have 6 stories because I want to go to bed.
Yeah, like I said, we're only going to go for an hour.
I'm already starting to feel some pain, so I'm working on this. Yeah, Brian, they really are nothing but fat. What's the word? Empty fossils. 5 bodies found in Tennessee. Suspect captured.
Oh, you're still presented.
I am presented. Good. Good. Das is good. This guy looks very Alex-like. Not our Alex, but like if we gave this guy purple hair and stuck him in Florida, he'd look like Alex.
Oh dear.
Get back. Stay the fuck back. An officer in rural Tennessee shot the suspect in the investigation into the discovery of 5 bodies in 2 homes, capping an hours-long manhunt Saturday that ended with his capture. Okay, this is going to hurt. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation spokesman Josh Devine said Michael Cummings, 25, was taken into custody that night about a mile away from the Sumner County crime scenes. Cummings was shot after he emerged from the woods, is believed to have produced multiple weapons, and the situation escalated. Cummings is being treated at the local hospital for what's believed to be non-life-threatening injuries. None of the responding officers were injured. Well, that's good. Too bad there are 5 people dead. TBI's airplane was able to help authorities spot Cummings on the ground in a creek bed. A number of law enforcement agencies have been searching for Cummings, saying he could be armed and dangerous. The community should hopefully be able to rest a little bit easier tonight, knowing that Cummings is in custody. Police said officers responding to a 911 from a family member led to the original discovery of 4 bodies and an injured person at the first home. The injured victim was transported to the hospital with unspecified injuries. The 5th body was found in another home. The TBI believes that the 2 scenes are related. Authorities have not yet released any details about the victims. Well, that's not fair. They've also not said what kind of weapon was used.
So they found 4 dead and 1 injured in one house and 1 dead in another house.
Yeah, but they won't give out any more things.
What happens if the injured person dies?
Then it's 6. Then it's a body count of 6. All right, so we got words from Larry Elder. Now, Larry Elder.
Who is that?
Shit.
Remind me who Larry Elder is.
It's a shitty person.
A shitty person, huh?
Yes. Copy. We'll do this. I will get his exact explanation as to who Larry Elder is. Because I don't want to screw it up. Because if I screw it up, it's bad. Larry Elder's Wikipedia. He's a Republican. He's a black Republican. Lawrence Allen Elder. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So he's a Republican. Occupation: radio show host and writer. Okay? That help?
So he's a radio show guy, a Republican.
And he just happens to be black.
Okay.
Eller, I was the victim of a fake news pro-slavery headline.
Oh, Lord.
In journalism, a lead is the introductory section of a news story, intended to entice the reader into reading the full story. Traditionally, the lead is the first or lead paragraph. But in today's fast-paced news media, enticements include the story's headline, subheading, and a short summary that precedes the actual story, usually distinguished by a by a different typeface. The term burying the lead refers to a newspaper story that is downplaying the significance of the actual story by burying important information deep in the article. Now, burying the lead ought to be not to be confused with, quote, fake news, an expression popularized by U.S. President Donald Trump. God damn it. After a recent television appearance, I experienced the latter. The term resonates due to left-wing outlets such as Media Matters, a website that was supposed mission of monitoring conservative opinion. In my recent appearance on Fox News, Fox and Friends, the host asked about Senator Cory Booker's plan to introduce a bill for reparations.
Oh, God, seriously?
This is what I said in its entirety. Quote, slavery reparations, in my opinion, is the extraction of money from people who were never slave owners and given to people who were never slaves.
Yep.
It was just too long ago. Slavery ended 150 years ago. The parallels might be the reparation paid to Japanese Americans put in relocation camps, internment camps in World War II.
Yeah.
But those monies were paid to them who were victimized or to their legal heirs. Same thing with respect to, quote, the Holocaust. It's just too long ago. Very true. I think we can think of another rather politician who said, get the fuck over it. In fact, we'll read about that one in a bit. Actually, we'll read about that one next. And what about the intermarriage, question mark? What about people like Senator Kamala Harris? Her father is from Haiti, actually from Jamaica. And he has admitted that his family owns slaves. So does Kamala Harris pay a check? Or does she receive a check? What about Obama? Obama's mother, her ancestors owned slaves.
Yeah.
Her father is from Kenya. That area of Africa was a hot point for slave trading on the part of Africans enslaved by other Africans, and then sold to European and Arab slavers by African chieftains. Does Obama pay a check, or does he get a check? I mean, the whole thing is absolutely absurd. And look, think tanks on the left and on the right have pretty much said the same thing about how one escapes poverty and gets it into the middle class. Finish high school. Don't have a kid before you're 20, and get married before you have a kid. That's actually a very good piece of advice, people.
Yes.
Finish high school, don't have a kid before you're 25, and get married before you have a kid.
Yep.
You follow that formula and you will not be poor. This is true. Excuse me for a minute. Sorry if that went into the mic. And they don't say that formula does not apply to blacks or does not apply to people who used to have ancestors who were slaves. This is America, for crying out loud. This is the greatest country in all of human creation. You can go from nothing to something faster than in any country in the world. And we got to be taking advantage of the opportunities. We have the right now, instead of fighting old battles. It is divisive. Even Obama opposed reparations in 2016 when he was asked about it, primarily because he thought it would be politically too divisive. And he's right. It is unpopular. Only about 26% of Americans support reparations.
Let's
knock it off and move on. Yeah, and how many people? What's the percentage of people who don't have jobs in all of the U.S. or live on welfare?
I want to know what the percentage of that 26% are white.
Very good question. A host asked a follow-up question. What do you say about the inequity in society? That racism exists and that this is one way to equal the playing field? So I added, look, in 1940, 87% of blacks lived below the federally defined level of poverty. 20 years later, in 1960, that number had been cut to 47%. A 40-point drop in 20 years. The greatest 20-year period of economic expansion for blacks in history. This is before the welfare state, before race-based preferences. My point is the real problem right now are left-wing policies that have made things worse, and that is very true. The welfare state has incentivized women to marry the government and allowed men to abandon their financial and moral responsibility. And Obama said a kid without a father is 5 times more likely to be poor, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, 20 times more likely to end up in jail. Let's talk about what the welfare state has done to destabilize the black family. During slavery, a black kid was more likely to be born under a roof with his biological mother and biological father than today. That's the problem. Let's deal with that. Again, this is entirely what I said. When I got home from the studio, I saw this headline atop my picture in Media Matters. Lion shills. Fox and Friends guest. Black families were better off as slaves.
Yeah, that's totally not what he said.
Nope. And that's the end.
That is not what he said at all.
Nope, it is not.
He said that they were more likely to be born under a roof with their mother and father. He didn't say that they were born in a good circumstance.
Nope. You have to climb out of it.
Like, holy, that's ridiculous.
Yep. Oh, they changed it. An editorial. Carbon tax costs hit families the most. Oh, I'm shocked. I am shocked and appalled. All right, but first, let's talk about everybody's favorite YouTuber.
Okay.
So let's talk about Carl. This is actually kind of a new hit piece for him today. This was just put out this morning, guys. UKIP sex shame. Top UKIP candidate says it's okay to rape young boys in sick YouTube rant.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he said.
We all remember this. I'm sure most of us remember this because this was actually, wasn't this the AIU argument? No, this was the Amos Yee argument. Carl Benjamin is now being investigated by police over his bizarre comments about child sex. A top UKIP candidate said it was okay to abuse young boys in a sick YouTube rant. It emerged today. Oh, now I remember this. Remember when Milo got pinched? Got hit with all that shit about the when he was talking about his experience?
Yeah.
And Sargon came out and said something along the lines of it's their choice at some point or something like that. I can't remember the exact quote. I think that's what this is about. Carl Benjamin suggested that there was nothing wrong with the sexual abuse of children, adding, quote, "It's not as controversial as you think." That's way out of context. The candidate who previously joked about raping a female MP, no, he said he would not rape the female MP. Let's get this right, you assholes. Is now being investigated by the police over his twisted comments. Mr. Benjamin is standing for the European Parliament in next month's EU elections. He is one of a wave of minor web celebrities signed up by the UKIP after the party was deserted by most of its MEPs, including Nigel Farage. The YouTuber known as Sargon of Akkad online made inflammatory comments about child abuse in a 2014 video, according to Mail on Sunday. Mr. Benjamin said, "I can be quoted as saying, 'You can fuck young boys.' It's actually not as controversial as you think."
That doesn't mean that...
Depends on the child, doesn't it? The ancient Greeks were pederasts. It was considered to be normal. It was mentoring. Yeah, Carl, we all knew that this one was going to bite him in the ass. We all said that.
Like, it's a bad, like...
It was terrible fucking wording.
Yeah, it's bad wording.
The white nigger comment was another perfect example of bad wording.
Yeah.
Yes, I will say it because that's what he said. Because if you look at the context, we all know the context that are on this channel watching. The viewers know what the context was. He was arguing with white nationalists, and he was trying to use their language against them to a very shitty outcome. Which, again, when we all heard that, what did all of us say?
Oh, Sargon.
That was the point. A dossier of sick comments by Mr. Benjamin has now been passed to his local police force by a UKIP whistleblower. Shocking. He told the Mail on Sunday it was an abstract conversation. It really was.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was just wrong. Mr. Benjamin has also provoked outrage by refusing to apologize for joking about rape. You fuckers. Get this. Ready for this one?
Yeah.
Mr. Benjamin has also provoked outrage by refusing to apologize for joking about raping Labour's Jess Phillips in a separate online rant. One, wasn't an online rant, it was a fucking tweet that he said, and he said, I wouldn't even rape you.
No.
As in,
Yeah,
you're so
exactly.
ugly and you're so pathetic that I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot fucking pole. And the separate online, there was no online rant. What the fuck? Other UKIP candidates for UMP Parliament include a web community best known for teaching his dog to do a Nazi salute. No, he had his dog respond to German commands, you fucking idiots. Is that it? Where's the rest of the story? Seriously, you guys are going to ghost the story there?
Mr. Misanthropic says, apparently Sargon is pursuing legal action against these people. Yeah,
As he should.
As he should. Skeptalk says there's no defending the comment that Sargon is not in favor of anybody raping small boys.
Yeah, no. Actually, he says Sargon does not favor raping anybody or diddling little boys. Yeah. They are twisting this for political reasons. Yeah. This is pretty sad.
And then No One Nowhere says
the narrative.
My narrative. Yep.
Mullins, the autism with these journalists are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting bad. This is pretty fucking brutal now with the way this is going.
I feel like Sargon derangement syndrome might now be a thing in British media.
It is a thing, and it's fucking hilarious. Okay, so our wonderful carbon tax. Where's that fucking commercial? Is that it? Is that the commercial? Is that the commercial?
I don't know.
I'm curious. Is this going to be the commercial that I want to see? Come on. Justin Trudeau's tweet. Climate change is real. That's why we're making big polluters pay and giving them the money. Is this the fucking commercial? The climate action incentive reduces pollution and puts more money into your pockets. This is just, there's no sound to this ad. It's just a poster. An average family of 4 could receive $307 in Ontario. So these are all the different breakdowns of what the people are going to get, right?
Right.
So reduces pollution and puts more money in their pockets. So that's what the shithead's saying. So $609 in Saskatchewan, $339 in Manitoba, $307 in Ontario, $256 in New Brunswick. The only 4 provinces attacked by this fucking plan.
No, there is, Mr. Misanthropic, there is a carbon tax now.
And you see these 4 provinces that are just being mentioned? We're being penalized. There are 4 provinces that said no to the Federal Climate Change Act.
Yeah.
And his whole plan was to, okay, fine, then I'm just going to throw this illegal levy on your provinces.
It's a 4% tax.
4.4.
4.4% tax.
4.4% increase to our current fuel costs, which already exceed the U.S. fuel costs by 35%. Even though it's our gas that we're buying back from you guys.
Yeah.
That's a funny one, by the way. So let's go back to the article. What is the point of a federal carbon pricing scheme? Or more to the point, what does Justin Trudeau claim is the point of his beloved carbon tax? We're making big polluters pay and giving the money right back to Canadians. No, you're making my small ass pay.
Yeah.
Those are the exact words from a social media post by the PM from the other week. He repeated this line almost verbatim many times, including when he's trying to cover his own ass. Oh, that's right. There's another thing here. Like this, he's fucked. The idea is that carbon tax is a sort of punishment for all the big bad corporations out there that are thoughtlessly polluting our environment. Keep in mind also, we have 35 million people here in Canada. How are we going to affect anything?
Yeah.
Nothing. We have enough trees in Canada to circumvent our carbon offset. All the carbon that we put out is sucked up by our trees. We have fuck tons. Everywhere, okay, if you look at a map of Ontario, for instance, everything that's above the lakes is almost all trees. And when I say trees, I mean there's a road, I think,
Yeah.
level of trees. It's just, oh, it drives me fucking nuts.
And they're not little trees either.
No, misanthropic. It's not proposed like in the US. It's actually worse. Where is it? It's like a Robin Hood tax, it really is. Except there's an added bonus. It magically cleans the environment at the same time. Who could dispute that? There's a big problem, though. It's not entirely accurate. No, it's wrong. For starters, there is no way to confirm that the money a Canadian household has actually shelled out is equivalent to the amount they'll get back by claiming their rebate on their taxes. I'm going to end up paying, after my fuel costs and everything, after the past month for this year, for 2019, my fuel costs are about 40% higher over the last month since they instituted this carbon tax.
Yeah.
Than it was before. A half tank would cost me $40 when it cost me just around 30 before. It's kind of killing me right now. Let's see here. That's a half tank. Full tank costs me a lot fucking more.
Yeah.
I only go by halves because it's just easier to follow the pricing that way. There's absolutely zero accounting done to determine how much we've actually paid in carbon pricing. This is true. This is also why I'm kind of refusing to do my taxes this year and pay. I wish that was an actual thing you were allowed to do. To say to the prime minister and to the government, I don't believe in a single fucking thing you're doing. I'm holding my money for someone else. Now the PBO does endorse Trudeau's broad claim that the tax will leave some people better off. Yeah, people who drive mopeds.
Yeah.
The net benefits are broadly by income group. Oh, here's a neat thing. Sobeys, our largest grocery chain, just bought 10 fucking Tesla semis, and they were given a fuck ton of money in rebates. Kiss my ass. Although they do not address the issue of how this can be proven on a specific individual level because it can't. More to the point, though, they reveal it's not the case that the burden will be shouldered by making big polluters pay. They look at all the cash the carbon tax will rake in federal coffers and calculate that household consumption of energy and non-energy products will generate 3/4 carbon pricing revenue. It's all a scam. It's a fucking cash grab.
Yep.
This is a more bullshit equivalent than cash for clunkers. I don't know if anybody remembers cash for clunkers, but yeah.
That was a 2009
That was an
right?
Obama thing. Cash for clunkers was the buyback program for the shitty cars.
Yeah.
I love this. The Sun actually has a tab here for cannabis. It goes hot topics, video, classifieds, cannabis, obits, jobs, and this week's flyers.
That's funny.
Only in Canada, people. Okay, let's go play in the crazy stuff. Trans woman objects to contract requiring her to act female to stay in BC women's prison.
But she's a trans woman.
Yep.
Why doesn't she want to act female?
I don't know. A trans woman in BC's women's jail has filed a human rights complaint after being asked to sign a contract obliging her to continually, quote, demonstrate her gender in order to stay. Oh, this is a male to female.
Okay, but if she wants to be a fucking woman, why is she having trouble with signing a contract that states that she must demonstrate that she wants to be a woman? Unless she doesn't want to be a woman and she just wants to be there to fuck pussy.
Well, watch this part. Since September 2018, Hayden Patterson has been held at the Alouette Correctional Center for Women as she awaits extradition to the United States on a murder charge. Before arriving at the women's facility, she was being detained in a men's jail. She requested a transfer so she could be in an institution consistent with her female gender identity.
So again, if you identify as a woman, why are you having an issue with a contract that says, hey, continue to demonstrate that you want to be a woman, or else you get to go back to the prison of your gender
Maybe
that you were biologically born with.
maybe it's afraid it'll get caught standing up to pee.
but
Just
if
a
it's
thought.
but if it wants to be a woman, why is it standing up to pee?
Well, some of us men have this thing called sleep peeing where we don't realize it. However, before it would accept her, the women's jail required that she sign a special behavioral contract that, among other things, said she must continue to, quote, demonstrate gender expression that is consistent with brackets, her current gender identity, quote, as a woman. Patterson's lawyer, Laura Track of the Community Legal Assistance Society, said Patterson feels she is subject to conditions that other female inmates are not, and that the contract's requirement is vague and discriminatory.
It's because other female inmates are biologically female. They're not saying that they identify as a woman. And why?
It's interesting. The neat thing about this is everything right now, whenever it comes to this kind of stuff, because we're in completely new fucking territory, precedences haven't been set. It's all this places where all the stuff can get set. Everything is going to sound vague and discriminatory.
Yeah.
You have to figure out the language. And the only way to figure out the language is trial and error.
Yep.
Sign the fucking contract and deal. If you are truly a trans woman that believes that you are truly a woman and not some dipshit trying to play, then you will have no problems. And in fact, you should be trying to say, hey, why don't we try and fix the language in this instead of being a shithead? On a plain reading of that term, she doesn't know whether if she didn't shave for a couple of days, didn't wear makeup, or decided to cut her hair really short, or otherwise, I wonder what this one looks like, or otherwise wasn't performing her female gender to the standard that corrections deems appropriate, that she could face consequences for that, including return to a men's institution. Well, it seems to work for a lot of the loafers that are in the light and the loafer people. In 2016, the BC Human Rights Act was amended to protect trans people from discrimination based on their gender identity and expression. So this is most likely a dude trying to stay in a women's prison. This is a dude trying to stay in a women's prison. You are correct.
Don't be screwing the female prisoners using your wiener.
There was one though. There was. I read it 2 or 3 weeks ago, where that happened. A man was caught in a women's facility pretending to be trans, and he was raping the women inmates.
Yep.
So why not have to set some sort of standard for these people? It's just the same concept goes down to the whole fighting thing and the whole inter sports thing. Give them their own division.
Yep.
That's it. There's the problem solved. Oh, I was a man. I sucked at I sucked at fighting. I'm going to go be a woman now and beat the shit out of these bitches. Okay. Yeah. Well, how about this? You don't get to beat the shit out of that girl over there. You get to beat the shit out of fucking, what's her face? God, there's this woman that I swear is a man, but she's a woman. She's a Korean fighter. You know, you have to fight her. You got to fight China.
Yeah.
You got to fight the woman that looks like a fucking man. That's what you got to do. You don't get to drop yourself down to 180 pounds and go, I'm going to fight in the 170 pound division and go beat the shit out of some chick. So no, doesn't work that way. 150 pound man will beat the shit out of a 150 pound woman any day of the week.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still a little fucking amped from that Adam Combe-over goddamn interview with Rogan. That was so funny watching him get the shit stomped out of him. I should find Sinatra's video and watch it. As part of here we go. As part of the contract Patterson signed, she is also prohibited from having a cellmate. No shit. She says that is resulting in distress, frustration, and loneliness, especially if other inmates have told her they would be willing to share a cell with her. So find another tranny and throw her in there with her.
Why? Okay, if I was in a prison, I would be like, seriously? I don't have to share a cell? Fucking right, dude. Do you know what I mean? Is it just me? Or if I got told I didn't have to share a cell, I'd be happy as fuck.
I know a lot of guys that got put into solitary just so they didn't have to share a cell.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Like I would be like, sweet, I don't have to share a cell. Loving it, loving this. This is awesome. Sure, I'll sign this
The
contract.
Alouette facility, represented by a lawyer for the provincial government's Ministry of Public Safety, denies the policies are discriminatory, but declined an interview request because
Like,
it's
it's
not
not like
necessary.
they're saying she can't hang out with people in the fucking common areas, right?
It's just saying that
It's just saying
you
you
can't
can't,
be alone.
yeah, you can't have a cellmate. You can't freaking.
You know, I wonder if the women that are volunteering to be in the cell are really lonely women. Kind of makes you wonder. Because you remember our security guard friend from the women's prison.
I do.
I miss her. She told some great stories. And this would be one of those kind of stories. Patterson also has an ongoing human rights complaint filed against Surrey Pre-Trial Services, the men's prison where she was held before the transfer. She alleges that the prison discriminated against her based on religion when it refused to provide her with kosher. Oh, this is just getting funnier. When it
Wait,
refused to provide her with kosher meals,
so
the jail
she's a
denies the allegation and argues that Patterson could not sufficiently prove she was Jewish.
so she's a Jewish and trans? Is she also crippled?
I can't stop laughing. Oh, this shit just gets better and fucking better. Jesus Christ.
Like, seriously, does she also need a wheelchair?
I'm dying.
Big
I'm dying.
Hollow's
Go
broken.
down. Go down. Go down. I taste blood.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
prison guards tell the best stories, says the Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, they do.
The complaint against Alouette is set for a hearing between yada yada blah blah blah. Who gives a shit? The moral of the story is we need to just give them their own prisons.
Yeah.
Seriously, have one section F to M, one section M to F. Problem solved.
Double oppression combo, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, exactly.
Joe Rogan might be a conspiracy nut weirdo, but he puts together coherent, well-backed arguments. The funny thing is, Duck Dog, over the last decade of watching him, like from everything, he's actually proven that, that if you watch Joe Rogan Questions Everything, before that, he was a conspiracy nut.
Yes.
And then you watch Joe Rogan Questions Everything, and you start to see the gears in his head go and click and go, these people are fucking dumb. You see it by the Bigfoot episode.
Yeah.
You see the click. Because I was a Bigfoot believer too. I still kind of want there to be a Bigfoot. I really do. Because I would feel like I can walk up and go, cousin. So that's it. That's what Bigfoot is. Bigfoot is a tall Armenian man lost in the woods. He's my uncle. Oh, I miss that uncle. He was 6'5".
That's funny.
All right. Okay, so here in Canada, we actually have real Nazis. And by real Nazis, we mean Helmut Oberlander. Helmut was a Waffen-SS squad member. And he's actually, him and another guy they're in their 90s, and they've been fighting extradition for like years and years. They were caught by the Nazi hunters. This one's actually local for us, which is kind of weird. This actually makes her grandpa really mad. But so a Waterloo Region man who allegedly worked with a Nazi death squad has lost his last appeal to keep his Canadian citizenship. On April 24th, the Federal Court of Appeal rejected Helmut Oberlander's legal challenge to a cabinet order to revoke his citizenship. In a decision released Wednesday, the Federal Court of Appeal dismissed Oberlander's bid to appeal a 2018 federal court ruling that found Ottawa had acted reasonably in stripping him of his citizenship. See, we do it to white people too.
Yep.
The decision was welcomed by Canada's Jewish community and the Liberal government. Shocking. Which must now decide whether or not to issue a removal order to deport Oberlander to Germany or the Ukraine. The government said it is currently reviewing the situation and examining next steps. This closes the book on Nazi enablers in this country, said Bernie Farber, former CEO of the Canadian Jewish Congress and a human rights advocate. He participated in and enabled the work of the most notorious Nazi killing unit. It took so long for justice to be carried out, he never had a right to be in this country. That's kind of true. The Ukraine-born Oberlander, now 95, was steadfastly maintained he was just 17 when he was forced to join the Nazi death squad Einsatzkommando 10A, known as Ach 10A, which was responsible for killing close to 100,000 people, mostly Jewish. Hitler allowed Ukrainian volunteers to join select SS units as part of the war effort against the Russians. He has argued that he served as an interpreter and that there is no evidence he took part in any atrocities, but the federal government contends that because he was part of the squad, he was complicit in the crimes. Einsatzkommando group, comprised of elite SS members, were sent in after the German Wehrmacht had conquered a territory to kill Jews, homosexuals, and intelligentsia. Oberlander's lawyer, Ronald Paulton, said the family is considering an appeal to the Supreme Court of Canada, which must be filed in 60 days. So, yeah.
See, Kyle.
See, Kyle? He's about this tall. But yeah, so this is what an actual Nazi looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, he may have only been an interpreter, still kind of counts.
We don't dare say that around my grandfather, though, because
yeah,
boy.
It's touchy subject. I mean, the fact that he's 95 and survived this long, that's why. But so we have real Nazis still. He kind of looks evil still. Like if you look at him now, he kind of has the evil look in his eyes. He really does. Like they have a photo of him in his SS uniform. And to be honest, I believe he did some bad things.
He looks happy in that uniform.
The face, the two faces of him. There's something about it, and it's just unsettling to me. About the faces that he has. I mean, maybe he should get a prize for surviving this long. It's a hard subject to understand because you're taking a geriatric, and unfortunately, he was from the other side, but he's still technically a veteran, still technically fought, still technically survived. It's such a hard subject to talk about. Because on the one hand, okay, he was a member of the Waffens. that's the only problem I have, right? He was one of the most notorious fucking...
Yeah.
I'm dropping that one now. Let's listen to something funny. So our last story... Hamburglar strikes again. Feasts on $2,000 in meals using customers' McDonald's app.
What?
Fraudsters have gained access to some customers' McDonald's app accounts to run up big bills. CBC News. The mysterious Quebec. What would you call a Quebec Hamburglar? We need a name.
You
think of one. Drop him on Resolution Island naked. That's kind of yeah. Whew.
Damn it, I can't think of anything.
Racking up more than $2,000 worth of meals at different McDonald's in Montreal. This time, an unsuspecting Toronto tech writer got stuck with the bill. I was just panicked because that's a lot of money. The fraudster pulled off the fast food scam by infiltrating O'Rourke's McDonald's mobile app account.
Wait, O'Rourke?
Yeah. Why? Patrick O'Rourke? My great-grandfather once took down 6 Nazi planes in World War II. He was the worst mechanic the Luftwaffe ever had. That's an oldie but a goodie. I like that one.
No, I just think it's funny that this dude's name is O'Rourke, and it would make me laugh if he was somehow related to Beto or Beto or Beta.
Different spelling, different countries.
I know.
You have the weirdest way of correlating things.
Shh.
Hamburglar sounds like a pig thief. I need a soundboard. That's next on my list is new laptop soundboard. The fraudster pulled off the fast food scam by infiltrating O'Rourke's McDonald's app account, which was linked to his debit card. The scammer then used the app to order more than 100 meals for pickup between April 12th. 6 days?
How did you not notice the first?
The smorgasbord included McFlurries, Big Macs, chicken nuggets, and poutine. Ew, McDonald's poutine is gross.
It is.
And what would a Montreal McDonald's poutine look like? Do you think they'd get murdered?
I would never buy Montreal McDonald's. I would never buy a poutine in McDonald's in Montreal. I would just go down the street to an actual freaking
Poutineery,
or I would get you to like look out for a chip wagon or something. Like, what the fuck? Who does that?
Could be one guy who was able to hack my account and he shared it with a bunch of his friends across Montreal and they all just went on a food spree.
But 6 days, how did you not notice after like one day? Like, don't you get notifications?
Aren't receipts emailed to you? His case follows a string of complaints from other Canadian customers who've claimed either online or media outlets that someone hacked their McDonald's app account and ran up a big bill. There's a tweet from some guy, Rohan Jayasekaria. PSA, if you live in Canada, do not use the McDonald's app and put payment information into it. The many victims whose money has been stolen include someone I know in Toronto. Yeah, this is why I don't use those stupid apps at all. None of the 4 victims CBC News has interviewed live in Quebec, but in each case, fraudsters ordered meals for pickup. What's poutine? Okay, take French fries, like thick, beautiful steak-cut French fries, think of the most beautiful French fry you would ever eat. A nice, thick, russet-made, about 4 inches long, 1/4 inch thick, nice rectangular. Put those in a nice bowl, like a nice pile of them, about 3 servings worth. Take cheese curds, not cheese strings, not shredded cheese.
Not chunks.
They come in a pack, and it's literally chunks of rubbery cheese. You then take those, spread them on top. You then take beautiful beef gravy, the purest, nicest beef gravy you could find. Piping hot, pour that on top of the cheese and gravy. Then take that and drop it in a deep fryer.
Yes.
Bring it up. Put it in your bowl. That is a Montreal poutine.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Montreal Putin, which will cost you a lot more money and smell really bad. Where's a poutine? Yeah, poutine. It's poutine, not poutine. If you say poutine, you're going to want, pootie.
No, not fries and KFC gravy. Good Christ, man.
Yeah, cream gravy, but a nice beef cream gravy. But you got to have the cheese curds. If you don't have white cheese curds, it's not going to be well. It's the ones where you bite them and it tastes like you're chewing into a rubber ball. But they're really good when they melt. It squeaks, yeah.
When you bite it, it squeaks between your teeth. But it's actual real cheese. It's just, yeah, it's fucking amazing. Now I want some.
Let's see if I can find here. This is poutine. Best Montreal poutine. So it's cheese curds. This is gross. Don't put fried chicken on top. I like mine with steak. I get a steak poutine, which is these giant, thick chunks of beautiful steak that are grilled together with hot peppers. I have that put on top of the cheese and then the gravy put on. It is a beautiful meal. But yeah, this is what it looks like. These are what Montreal. This is what. Ooh, there's the bacon one. This is making me want to go to the poutineery. Oh. Okay, I'm closing this window now. Okay, everybody, this is what poutine looks like. Not to be confused with poutine. You don't want that. It smells funny. Oh, they have onion ring ones. But yeah, so you see what the cheese curds look like. They're little. They're not really. They're not. See, cheese curds. This is what cheese. This is what you want right here. This is what you want to find. This will make you feel good inside. This is comfort food.
It is comfort food. Holy shit.
You're a bacon poutine guy. Huh, that's not too bad. We got a place in town that I go there for poutine because the steak that he uses, oh, it's so good. And the gravy is really good too. Okay, I'm closing this window now. My mouth is watering. I'm guessing I'm going to get frescos on on Tuesday.
My chair is spinning.
Oh, somebody's drunk on NyQuil.
Yep.
It squeaks. Try biting the cheese, not the mouse. None of the 4 victims CBC News has interviewed live in Quebec. O'Rourke's bank eventually refunded his money, but he's unhappy with how McDonald's handled the matter. He claims the company missed the mark by doing little to help him by not issuing warnings to other customers. How did you not get the first unauthorized buy, you twit? To me, it just seems like a little bit negligent. Yes, on your part. Like, they don't really care. McDonald's should at least be sending out a mass email to everyone that has the account to say, hey, you should reset your password. Oh, you are a dumb fuck. So here's one of... Okay, so you did... Wait. Is this an email? This is just one of the many orders a fraudster made for pickup using his app. Okay. And the Canadian McDonald's app called My McD's is just the latest target for cyber criminals. They're busy stealing Aeroplan and Optimum rewards points. Yeah, stay away from my air miles. Many of the fraudsters involved in PC Optimum cases are carrying out other crimes in Quebec. Yes, because Quebec is a cesspool. Cybersecurity experts said that in the digital era, companies need to pull out all the stops to protect consumers in cyber criminals. We're moving to cashless society. Yeah, which is stupid. They put all this money into app development. Are they putting the same amount of money and rigor and research into the security component of it? No. I could have told you that. They weren't doing that. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, here's a little bit of history about technology, people. You know how everybody you have to buy RF wallets and shit now and everything that protects your cards from RFID theft? Funny little thing, back in 2003, 2004, that technology was already available to steal the shit, and they were using it. Okay, I'm done with that. So these companies have known this shit is around. It's lazy fucking programming, lazy developers.
Yeah.
Robo-tripping is what we would do in alcohol when we were getting borfed. He means bored. Where's my refund? If guests notice any unauthorized purchases, we recommend they contact their bank and change their password immediately. Okay, wait, I gotta back this up. I missed a couple things here. McDonald's Canada told CBC News that it's only aware of some isolated incidences. One is too many. involving a compromised app accounts. The company said it keeps professional information secure and that it's confident its security of its app. Well, something also tells me this guy's kind of a dipshit.
Yeah.
If guests notice any unauthorized purchases, we recommend they contact their bank and change their password immediately.
Yes.
Where's my refund?
Noticing the purchases is the first fucking step. Oh.
Oh, fuck off. Gractus also said McDonald's apps users receive an email confirmation after every transaction. O'Rourke's bill, which totaled $2,034, consisted of more than 100 email receipts.
Holy shit.
He didn't notice them until they had run up over the course of a week because the emails landed in a separate updates folder in his inbox.
Well, that's your fault, dude.
Here's a little thing about the updates folder in your inbox, because I have this on my professional email, because I think I know what you're using for your email. That little box flashes when you open the email app. It has little stars next to it. It's got a big space, and it's brought to the top of the listing of all of your folders. You twat. When he called McDonald's to report the case, O'Rourke said he was surprised that the company wouldn't refund his money and instead told them to deal with his bank. Oh, there's another one. We'll take a look at that one right after. How are you feeling? You okay still? You spinning?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I find it pretty shocking that a massive company like McDonald's would just make responsibility for something like this. They have more than enough money to be reimbursing people for these issues. Here's that talk again. Money just comes out of thin air. Brian Coleman of a local guy, was also disappointed when McDonald's didn't offer him a refund. Someone used his app in late March to run up $267 worth of McDonald's in Montreal. I expected them to do the refund because it was their fault. It's their application. It's not secure. They should take responsibility. Coleman had his app linked to his credit card. Ugh.
Oh shit, there was a donation.
There was a donation?
My phone has not notified me. I will check it right now.
Costin,
my apologies.
I will always be honest about how I feel about the French. It's not good. I view the French the same way the British view the French. Maybe a little less. Cybersecurity expert Kodak said even if the culprit is something as simple as a weak password, McDonald's should keep customers informed and work with victims to resolve problems. Here's a question for Mr. Homeboy with the $270 worth in orders. Where were your emails? Did you Hillary your emails? Did you take a hammer to your phone? How did that make you feel, Mr. Nerdy Boy with less soy? When something like this happens, it's a real step back and a loss of consumer trust. Here's an idea. Stop being a lazy fuck and walk into the restaurant and walk up to the counter. I know the people are idiots. I know you walk up and there's some dumbass 16-year-old behind the counter with his arms crossed, leaning against the counter, just staring at you going, "What do you want, dude? Why are you just looking at me, man? Is there something I can help you with?" Yes, I'd like to order. Oh, dude, just hang on a second. Let me go get someone. You're right here. Oh, dude, no, man, I'm busy. Pulls out his phone. Makes you want to slap them. Pull up your pants. They need to bring in experts to say, there's reason for this. And then work with the banks to ensure that customers are refunded. Nah. Totec also, I keep wanting to say Kotex. Also recommends that McDonald's implement more protections such as two-step authentication when members access their account. Oh. That's going to piss off the lazy. These are people that use it on an app to order food from McDonald's.
Yeah.
And you think they're going to have the brain capacity to use two-step authentication?
So, real quick, Captain Weeb for the $1 says, heard you on Kong's show before. Just wanted to send some love your way. I hope you have a great day / night. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh boy, yawning.
Is that the last story?
It will be.
Okay.
And they're talking about stronger path. Yeah, the Optimum thing, similar to other apps. Blah blah blah. And apparently, this happened also to a woman last month in Nova Scotia.
Brilliant.
Yep. Can the page load, please, or is my computer going to die? I think my computer's going to break.
Piccolo, it's time for blinds to go to bed. Says
Yep.
kept up.
Yes, Dad.
Oh my. All right, guys. I really appreciate you coming out and listening to us. I will be back tomorrow with another coffee stream at 12 o'clock Eastern.
Maybe.
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 I will attempt to get back.
Maybe.
Yes, maybe.
We have a new bed. Remember this. You should take advantage of it.
Yes, I should. But I will attempt to be back here tomorrow with another coffee stream. I hope everyone has a great night. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for the donation.
Thank you very much for dealing with our sniffling, coughing, and dying while we're on the air. I know it can be disgusting.
Yes, very much appreciated.
We are going to go to bed, take a bunch of drugs, and pass out now.
Yes.
So we love you people. Thank you very much for watching tonight.
Good night, everyone.